got a bit of a scare, and she thought she copped something from above. Right?
A little present from about. Kerry is an expert, and he was like, no, you say. Why are you running?
Who are you?
What's it got to do with you?
4 months ago, all right?
Until they clean up their yard, the rats won't go away.
We don't know it.
Is this all hocus pocus?
Can you say, abracadabra, here's your pay?
I'm pretty fit, Abdullah. I can keep running.
Go.
It's called a current affair Australia. Is that what I know?
Have a lovely day.
Well, hello, I'm Steve Marshall.
Hello, Steve Marshall. I've missed your face. Where have you been?
Well, it's been a couple of weeks, hasn't it?
It has been a couple of weeks.
I've been away on holiday. I've grown some hair. I had to. I went up to makeup early and said, "May I have a haircut?" And they couldn't fit me in.
No.
They sent me down with a bouffant.
There's too much.
The
There's
bouffant.
too much going on up
I know,
there.
right?
You need more than 20
It's high.
minutes.
It's high.
You've got high hair, but you know what? You've got hair. And hair in the TV business is one of the most important things. A little bit behind the scenes. Most of this hair is not my real hair, but that's an episode. That's a story for another episode.
You know what else is high?
What's
The
that?
current affairs ratings. Which is what we're talking about on That's ACA.
That's ACA.
Where we take you behind the scenes of Australia's #1 current affairs show.
Yeah.
Runs 6 nights a week, and we get punters like Shane coming on, right?
Yeah. Now, Shane first came to our attention. I think you called me one night after work.
Yeah.
An email had popped through
That's
to
right.
our
Yeah.
inbox from Shane.
Yeah, from Shane, yeah.
Detailing what had happened to him. Straight away, you're on the phone to me. We're going to go shoot this tomorrow. I went out and met Shane. Lovely, lovely guy. Salt of the earth, Aussie, ACA viewer. He had... Let's rewind.
He had some dramas.
He had a few dramas. His neighbour had ordered a pizza from Domino's in Sydney's West. The pizza man rocked up with the pizzas, don't know what sort they were, maybe pepperoni, and parked across his driveway. So Shane wasn't too happy about that. He's gone out to
I wouldn't be happy either.
have a bit of a chat to the pizza man. You know, can you please move on? Don't park in front of my driveway. The driver didn't really like that tone. Shane didn't like his tone. Some colourful language was exchanged, a few beeps here and there. Anyway, next minute, allegedly, the pizza man got in his car and allegedly drove at him in the driveway of his home.
Well, the pictures show it all, right? This is the vision that Shane sent in with his email that night. And that email came through during the show, so obviously he was watching a current affair and he thought his situation was worthy of coverage because
Of our attention.
he was getting jammed, right? So the vision is phenomenal.
It's extraordinary.
Yeah.
And some of the vision also comes from a neighbour's doorbell camera. And the audio on those doorbell cameras is crystal clear.
Yeah.
It can pick up all the conversation before this incident, during the incident.
How you going, mate?
After the incident, when the police arrive and, start their investigation. And
So poor old Shane gets, according to the vision, gets whacked by the car and he gets thrown some meters into another car.
into his mum's car,
Yeah.
onto the bonnet, onto the ground.
Oh, incredible.
And
Yeah.
Shane the whole time is saying to this guy, mate, we've got cameras. We've got cameras. We can see exactly what's happened. The man behind the wheel, 39-year-old Joshua Sharwood. Mr. Sharwood, it's Lizzie here from A Current Affair.
Oh,
Is there anything you wanted to tell us about what happened that night?
No.
Things got pretty heated though, didn't they? Can you tell us why?
Please leave me alone.
He's faced court charged with reckless driving, negligent driving and common assault. He's yet to enter a plea. Do you think it'd be fair if you paid for his mum's car to get fixed?
Why don't you take it up with the police since they're the ones not releasing the legal information to my insurance?
And what do you explain more about that for us, Mr. Sharwood?
No, that's all the explanation you parasites are getting.
Parasite? But it's so remarkable. And when I interviewed Shane, I was like, what was happening? Because he had split seconds to react. He said at the very last second he's jumped. In that he's may or may not have saved his own life. He's jumped, and so he's ended up being thrown onto the bonnet of the other car and not, mowed down.
Yeah.
But his beef was he there's some problem with the insurance. And his father actually had to pay, because not only did Shane get allegedly hit, the cars as well in the driveway, his mum's car, his niece's car. And there was all sorts of problems because they've had to pay for their own insurance to get the cars fixed. I mean, I think it will end up getting sorted out. But he'd made numerous contacts with Domino's Pizza. They didn't come to the party. He tried Victim Services in New South Wales. They're the compensation body that look after people who are victims of crime. In New South Wales, motor vehicles, whatever incident happens with the motor vehicle isn't considered a victim of crime because you should be able to get your insurance through your green slip, through the driver at fault's green slip.
Yeah.
So Shane's in a pickle, and that's why he's come to us.
No, that's a grey area, right? Because, what that body is telling us is that a motor vehicle can't be used as a weapon.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's essentially what
So
it's saying.
I've had a few conversations with them as well. It is a bit of a grey area, but if the money can come from somewhere else, in this case green slip insurance, then that's where the money should come from.
Yeah.
It is yet to be forthcoming. Domino's has not come to the party as we are speaking now in terms of Shane's insurance. His father's had to fork out $5,000 to fix
So that's
the
another
cars.
grey area because it was a contractor that was doing the delivery.
Yeah.
In the car. So
Yeah.
everyone's passing the buck.
Everyone's passing the buck. And poor Shane, he's just an honest, hardworking guy and feels really hard done by. And you can understand why.
Yeah. So you popped out to see Shane, and he talks you through and walks you through what actually happened,
happened that
right?
night.
Yeah, and for him, there's a bit of post-traumatic stress, I'd imagine.
Yeah, because he also said one of the other things that bothered him so much is the car that the driver was using that night just stayed parked outside his house for 2 weeks. No one bothered to come and get it.
Yeah.
And, if that's happened to you, he was kind of like, can someone just come and take this car away? Because every time he went out to go to the shops or whatever, there's the car just sitting there and no one had come to get it. So, yeah, he's physically, he was okay. He had a few bumps and bruises. He had a bit of bruising around the tailbone area, a few scratches on his shins. Remarkably. But, yeah.
Cool under pressure.
Very cool
Because
under pressure.
and I say this because...
I know where you're going.
Now, people who smoke, they love that bit of time out, don't they?
And that's why he was out the front. He was
Yeah.
just having a quiet ciggy when the guy came and parked in front of his driveway.
And he goes, the vision shows him getting hit by the car. He goes flying, disappears out of frame, stands up, and he's still got the ciggy.
Still got the ciggy in his mouth. And God bless Shane. I did put this to him during our interview and he had a good laugh. Before things got out of hand, Shane had been outside having a quiet cigarette. Shane, we couldn't help but notice you did have a ciggy at the time.
Yeah, I even got up, put my hat back on.
And you still had a ciggy.
Still have a couple of drags.
I mean, that's probably the most incredible thing out of all the pictures. You didn't drop your cigarette.
Yeah.
Get on with it, huh? So he could have a laugh, but it is remarkable. He got
Cool under
hit,
pressure.
and then he's just got the ciggy in his mouth. Didn't drop it at all.
The other thing that struck me during that interview, Lizzie, was that he had been offered compensation by Domino's.
Yes.
To the tune of what, though?
Well, Domino's was very generous. They'd offered him 2 free pizzas for his troubles. But you know what, Steve?
Yeah.
We went and spoke to him probably 2 weeks after the incident. It's probably been another few weeks since. Pizzas haven't arrived.
They haven't arrived.
Still hasn't got his free pizzas.
Domino's, come on, you can do better than that.
I know.
There's a couple of cold pizzas there.
And then I said to him, Shane, do you even like what sort of pizza are you going to order?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't even like pizza. So, yeah.
Wow. Well, hats off to Shane.
Good on you, Shane.
And good on him for contacting us as well, because it's not an easy thing to do.
And I hopefully we can get a good outcome for Shane, because
we'll keep working on that, right?
He's been really hard done by, so I'm not going to let this one go.
No, good on you, good on you. That got a number of views, not only on broadcast TV but also online. Now, something else which has gone off on TikTok mainly is the current affairs story which Zarisha Bradley has done up in Brisbane. And this is a story about a very famous family on social media.
On TikTok.
Yeah. And it's distressing, this one, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because
it's really hard. It's hard watching. So possibly last year this all came out. A mother was charged with poisoning her own child. And she had created quite a following on TikTok, taking people through the journey of having a sick child, the trials and tribulations. And I think any parent or any human would feel so much sympathy for her. She raised $60,000.
60 grand, yeah.
People just donated because, they really felt sorry for this woman and they felt sorry for the little child. An investigation by Queensland Police revealed she was allegedly poisoning that child.
Yeah.
So the father has come to a current affair and spoken for the first time about all of this. He says he had no knowledge of what his former partner was allegedly doing, what police say she was doing, and he had no part of it, and he is not being charged. So police have only charged the one person, the mother.
Yet the father cannot,
he doesn't have access.
Yeah, that's right, he doesn't have access to his
He
kids.
has supervised access to the children.
But he can't live with them.
And there are other children involved as well. And so he's spoken out to a current affair because, as he sees it, this isn't right.
Yeah.
He's being punished for something that he says, and police have backed him up, have no knowledge of.
Well, police have backed him up on that. The police have publicly stated that the only person with the evidence points to just one person. In this case, and that's the mum and not the dad. Yet, look, he's in a bad way, financially, emotionally, which he's pointed out. On that point, Lizzie, of raising $60,000, that would relate to one of the charges in a number of charges.
That would be the
against her.
fraud charge, the $60,000.
But also perhaps relating to one of the other charges, which is child exploitation, do you think?
Yes, because as we said, she was documenting her child's illness via TikTok.
Yeah.
So we quite often think about child exploitation as something of a sexual nature against a child, but it's interesting to see that the police have used the child exploitation charge in the case of allegedly posting about a very sick child, and that as a form of child exploitation as well, which is an interesting one for the police to take in Queensland.
Yeah, and when you read the list of charges, I mean, it really hits home, what was potentially going on and the shocking nature of it, because from a mum. But look, incredibly, I don't want to use the word popular, but it's incredible interest created ahead of this story on TikTok, particularly where this family was very active. I think attracting something like 2.3 million views ahead of the story. And Zarisha Bradley, treated that story with the respect that it deserved.
And viewers might be wondering when they watch it why everyone is blurred, why everyone is heavily protected. I mean, in Queensland and in New South Wales and in most states of Australia, we can't identify a victim of crime who is a child.
Yeah.
So, and that's for good reason, because that child has a whole life ahead of them, and anything that's happened to them as a kid, don't want it to come back, in decades to come. So that means the mother has to be blurred as well, and the father's identity has to be blurred as well, because any link to the child is then going to identify who the parents are. So if viewers are wondering why they're all heavily protected, why we can't just out, name and shame these people, then there's very good legal reason to do so.
Yeah, and these interviews don't just come out of the blue. This was a long time in the works. Contact was made, many months ago. And, the dad, when he was ready, he came on to tell a story, and only when he was ready, which is important. But incredible story.
And it's so awful too, because he talks about what a beautiful relationship he had with the mother and what a beautiful woman she was until everything changed. And now he says that if she goes to jail, then he'd be quite happy with that outcome.
But how does he explain that to the kids?
I know.
Because the mum can contact the other kids via FaceTime, supervised visits via FaceTime. But
video calls.
imagine, it's hard to imagine being in his shoes and having that every, once a week, whatever it is.
It's such a tough situation.
Yeah, very
And
unfortunate.
it's just awful. It's just awful for the child as well, because she's going to grow up and she will eventually know about these, about this police case, and she's got to live with that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doorbell vision also came into play there as well. on that one,
Yes,
right?
and that was seen for the first time when the father confronts the mother
That's
and
right.
asks her, "Hang on, what's going on?" And it's just you can't look away.
No.
You can't look away.
Well, we wish that family.
Yeah, we
all
do.
the
It's a
best,
really tough story. We can't always talk about fun things, unfortunately, because this is what happens.
Change of pace.
Let's change it up.
Let's change of pace. A bloke named Kerry.
Kerry, also known as Batman.
Yeah. For very good reason.
Very good reason.
Yeah.
So Kerry lives in Boona, in Queensland.
Queensland.
His place, I mean, I'm not exaggerating when I say thousands upon thousands of bats.
I know, right?
Bats.
So
Living in the trees, they're
Yeah.
screeching, they're squealing, and you know what else they do, Steve?
Tell me, Lizzie.
They're pooping. Everywhere.
Bat poo.
Bat shit. I think we can say that, can't
yeah.
we? It's driving him batshit crazy.
Literally, yeah.
He says it's just all happened in the last couple of months.
Yeah.
They've all just swarmed his property. He says his mates won't come around for a beer on the deck anymore because they're like, nah, we can't deal with the bats. It is driving him batty.
Yeah.
I'm stealing all of these lines from Bridget
Bridget
O'Brien's
story.
script, of course. And there's nothing he can do about it.
This is like the start of horror movies, Kerry.
Yes, and it's only going to get worse from now on of an afternoon to where they almost block out the sun.
The sheer volume of bats descending on Kerry's Boona backyard has got him in quite the flap.
It's just screeching and screaming from sunup to sunset, and they don't take Sundays off. They live on church-owned land, but they don't take Sunday off.
They got a wildlife conservation expert on who was going through the pictures and actually said that one of them is a threatened species. So
Now, there's a person who loves his bats, right?
and then
Look, well, they're roosting in his trees, but they do move on. So he's got to just put up with it for a few
he
weeks,
says,
months.
they follow the pollen
Yeah.
around from the trees that they find quite tasty. So hopefully they will move on in the next few months. But poor Kerry.
And this isn't a one-off because since that story aired, we've had a couple more emails from viewers complaining about bats in their backyard.
Really?
So, yeah, it's seems to be the
Must
season.
be the time of year.
Yeah.
But it's funny because the bats are on church land as well. They're not even on his land, so he can't really do anything about it. His only solution is he gets on his ride-on lawnmower because the bats don't like the lawnmower, and so he just goes around mowing his grass.
Because it's a better sound.
Twice a day.
Because the sound of the mower is better than the bats.
Exactly.
Wow.
So that's his only solution.
There was one point in that story which I particularly loved when Bridget, the reporter, got a bit of a scare, and she thought she copped something from above.
I know.
Right?
A little present from a bat. Bats. Kerry is an expert, and he was like, "No, you're safe, you're safe." But poor Bridget.
Yeah. Certainly not the first bat story we've done. I recall Brady Halls, who's since retired from the show, but after a number of years, he did a classic bat story where he ventured in to where the bats were and came out looking a bit worse for wear.
Gosh, that's putting your body on the line, isn't it?
It's a ripper. I'd recommend going back and having a look at that one.
Have a look
too.
at that one. Well, Kerry said the smell is what gets to him the most, and he says it's something like immense BO mixed with stinking feet, and that doesn't even come close to what it smells like. Just like wafting into his beautiful Queenslander.
Poor Kez.
I know.
Poor Kez.
Poor Kerry.
Let's hope the bats find.
Let's hope they move on.
They move on and find. I was going to say another house, but hopefully
No,
not. Yeah,
somewhere out.
Somewhere
Buzz off.
inland. All right, those are some really cracking stories and some very good discussions that are created from those stories. So, where can we see those stories?
Well, most of these stories have come to us through people who have emailed in, got in contact.
Yeah.
And so if you have a story, aca@9.com.au, if you think you've got a story like Kerry or anyone else we've been speaking about today. You can also catch up on those stories at YouTube.
Yeah.
Current Affairs got a YouTube page. Check that out. Also 9 Now as well. Explore our whole back catalogue. There's a treasure trove of gems in there.
Isn't there? And of course, use the social media channels to contact us with those stories as well. If you've got a yarn out there that needs investigating, we're open for business.
We are open for your suggestions as well. If you have a question.
Oh, yes.
Send us your questions.
Yeah,
ACA.
we need to have a Q&A session.
Yeah, aca@9.com.au. We'll answer anything.
Yeah, bring them in.
Sort of.
All right. Cheers, Lizzie. See you soon.
See you soon.